All right.
All right.
So
So
again,
again,
let me
let me
start.
start with the platform. So for working on this platform, you do not need to install anything. All you require is latest version of Chrome. Chrome latest version and a very good internet speed. You cannot connect without a proper internet speed because this is online. All right, so all you need to have is this link. You need to put it in the Google Chrome. We will create your ID, password, and you can just log in. Once you log in, you will see this easy transcribe icon. You need to click on this. It will take you to the transcription page. Here you can see this page which will show you files. This is a QA file. At the same time, there will be, if you are a transcriber, then it will show you a transcription files. Here you see there are different icons available here. I'll just go through them. One, new files. This is a bucket of new files that you'll be processing. Then there is the bucket which shows draft. If there is a file that you are doing and you want to take a break in between, you can post that file back here in draft. All you need to do is click on draft. All right, this is all you need to do. Okay, so now once you open the file, you can see here that there are certain segments available. There is a name of specialty, rheumatology. This is a medical dictation. This is the audio file. Here is the volume. You can increase and lower. You can increase and decrease the speed of the voice file. Play, forward, rewind. This software is compatible with Footpedal as well. All right, so this is the file. Here is the audio file. Here is the text that you need to work on. Now where will you get this text from? Here, view transcript. This file is already transcribed. All right, I'm going to give you the file which is already transcribed by my experienced team. So this file is going to be very accurate, if not 100%, but at least 98%. All right, so all you need to do is listen to this file. You can copy paste this sentence, take it from here, paste it here, listen to this particular segment, convert this entire sentence into verbatim, identify if there is any personal health information. For example, 61-year-old. So 61 is an age. So age is a information which can identify a person, the patient name, age. All these things can be identifying the person. So this is going to be the PHI. You need to label this. How do we label this? I'll show. Till now, any questions? Anybody has any doubts? If you don't have a speaker, please do put it up on the chat if you have any questions. All right. So this is the basic things that you need to do. So segment by segment, you need to take the text from here, paste it here, and convert this into verbatim. So if here right ankle pain is spoken twice, in transcription file we do not transcribe it twice, we would transcribe it once. But if the doctor is repeating himself by mistake or purposely, we put it 2 times. That's what verbatim means. You transcribe exactly as it is spoken. Even if it is first saying right, then saying left, then this is how you will transcribe. right ankle pain, then he'll change his left ankle pain. Then this is how you will transcribe. That is one job. Second job is to identify the PHI. You do not label the entire sentence or the word before and after the PHI. You only label the PHI. How do we label the PHI? We will show you. Alright. Second most important thing is these segments will be auto generated. If you see, these are auto generated segments. The software is trained in a way where at a logical pause, whenever the doctor will be taking a logical pause, like a period where the sentence is coming to an end, or where there is a conjunction like and taking a small pause where there is a comma, those sentences will be identified and the segments will be made. Now this is accurate but not 100%, but I would say it is around 85 to 90% accurate. So there might be a case where this particular segment you will be hearing this entire sentence the way it is. You don't have to make then any changes because this is a complete sentence that you can see here, right? But if there is a pause here taken by the dictator by mistake, then it is possible that software takes a break here itself. Now half of this sentence down here will make no sense. Half of this sentence up here will make no sense. So your job is going to be that you make sure that the segments are logically meaningful. You cannot have incomplete, abrupt, illogical sentences in the segments. So how do we manipulate that? I copy pasted this part down, but the audio here needs to be adjusted. So here if you see from 3 to 13, you can see the bar from 3 to 13, but this was dictated down here, which had to be either up here or this entire sentence was supposed to be down here. So how do I adjust? All I do is I click on this sentence here, I pull this, bring it where I want it to end and leave it. It will change its duration automatically. All I do is I drag this, take it where I want it, leave it. It will change its duration automatically. And then you can transcribe exactly how you want it to. Just paste it properly. Your sentence should be complete. The maximum limit for this segment will be 15. It will not allow you to exceed 15. It will allow you to go down by any number, but it will not allow you to exceed above 15. So the job is that the segment has to be not more than 15 seconds, but it has to be logical and a standalone sentence should make sense. This is what you need to do throughout the file. Any questions till now? Anybody? Any doubts? Anyone has any queries? All right. Now obviously there are certain formatting which are done as per the transcription rules, but this is verbatim, so you need to change all this as well. So if this is chief complaint all caps, you will have to change it to normal text, the way it should be. All right. If the colon is not spoken, you don't put that colon, you remove it. Okay, this is how it should look. Chief complaint, right ankle pain. Obviously the sentence ends, so even if it's period spoken, then there will be a different way to do it. Otherwise you just put a period there. So the sentence should be a run-on sentence with obviously logical pauses, grammar that has to be used. If it is a beginning of the sentence, initial caps. All right, any questions? Here the text will be available of the entire file. You don't have to transcribe the entire file. The file will be already completely transcribed. All you need to do is copy paste and adjust it and convert it into verbatim and format it. Now the second most important part would be, as I said, was identify the PHI first and then label it. So Ankit will show you how the labeling has to be done. Please, Ankit.
Yeah, hello friends. Whenever we need to label the PHI, any PHI, first we need to play the audio, pause the audio exactly where the PHI is going to be dictated. For example, here it is 61. So we need to pause the audio exactly when 61 is going to be dictated. Select the PHI in the text. Then press Alt M, M for money. Once you will press Alt M, it will show you a message in the audio bar. Region creation has been started. The message will appear here. Just a minute. See, region creation has been started. Again play the audio and pause the audio exactly where the 61 is ended. Again press Alt M. Then a pop-up window will appear. In that there will be various PHI tags. PHI tags like age, date of birth, email, URL, location, and so on. Now we know that 61-year-old, here 61 will be age. So we will select the label of age, redacted age, and save it. So once you save it, here it will show PHI tag created successfully. The 61 which was there in the text will be replaced with the PHI label as redacted age. And the third thing will happen is, in the audio bar, that particular portion of the audio will get muted where 61 was dictated. So let me again show you how to redact it. First, play the audio. Pause the audio exactly where 61 is going to be dictated. Press Alt M, M for money. Press Alt M. A message will come, region creation has been started. Again play the audio and pause the audio exactly where the 61 has been ended. Again press Alt M. A drop down window will appear in which there will be various tags for PHIs. Select the proper PHI label, like here it is age, so we will select age and save it. This way 61 will be replaced by PHI label, and in audio bar, as you can see the highlighted portion in the audio, this part of the audio will be muted so that PHI which we have redacted will not be heard in the voice file. Any questions, any doubts?
कि कहाँ है बता.
See, this process is called PHI redaction or PHI labeling. Most commonly used word is PHI redaction. So whenever during the guidelines you come across the word PHI redaction, this is what it will mean. This way we need to redact PHI. Now second thing, here we have to redact only age, means 61, and not the extra words like year old. But in this process, while redacting, by mistake, if these words also get redacted, what to do? First thing, you will have to click on this audio bar, which is green in color. Double click on it, so only the redaction part will appear in the audio. You can see the redaction part. You can bring the mouse cursor on the redaction part. When the mouse cursor turns into black lines, like it appears here, black lines, then you need to increase or decrease. We will decrease when extra words got redacted, and we will increase when some part of the PHI is still heard in the audio. Like we were redacting 61, but if 1 was left out and still audible in the audio, then we need to increase. So this way we can increase or decrease the redacted part in the audio. Now there are shortcut keys available, and the list is available here in shortcut list. Here you will get all the shortcut keys, so that you don't have to remember. This is the shortcut key which I used just now to redact the PHI. So this way we can redact the PHI. If any extra words got redacted in this process, we can increase or decrease the redaction accordingly, this way. It is the same way as we increase or decrease the segment size. Same way, you have to double click on the green highlighted portion, then only the redaction part will be there, and increase or decrease it. So any questions regarding PHI redaction you have?
Ankit,
Yeah.
can you please show us how to increase the audio wave
Yeah, just a minute.
for precision?
Yeah, just a minute.
Okay.
Now here you can see the audio zoom bar. You can see on the right hand side of the audio bar menu. Now here spikes will be seen in small size, but when you increase the zoom, the audio will be zoomed to maximum, or you can keep it to medium size also. This way, when you zoom it to medium size or maximum, it will help you to redact the PHI precisely. For example, if the PHI is starting from here at this point, but by mistake you redacted from here, then it will be helpful for you to increase or decrease the PHI labeling in the audio precisely. So what my suggestion is and what I am following is, I am always keeping the zoom to medium level, 150 or 170 somewhere around, so that I can modify the tagged PHI in the audio easily. You can zoom in and zoom out this way. Okay, any questions so far regarding PHI redaction?
Ankit,
Yeah?
can you please tell us how to delete the wrong PHI mark and replace it with another?
Yes, sure. Now, for example, we have redacted this as age. Okay. Now here is one tab available for de-identification. When you click on this de-identification window, it will show you the original text which was redacted and the label. Now for example, this is date of birth and not age, but by mistake you redacted it as age where it was actually date of birth. Then what you can do is you can open the de-identification panel and there will be option available for edit. Once you click on this edit option, you will be able to change the label. Now we know that age was wrong, but it should be date of birth. Then select the date of birth and save it. This way the label will be changed in the text. Now for example, if you want to delete the whole redaction, the process is very simple. Double click on the green portion in the audio bar. Only the redaction window will appear, and double click on this redacted part. When you double click on this redacted part, it will show you a message. Are you sure you want to delete the region? Yes and no. When we do yes, this region will be deleted and the original text will come back like this. This will be helpful when by mistake you have redacted the whole 61-year-old thing. We know that 61, in this 61-year-old we only have to redact 61 and not year old, but by mistake we have redacted the whole part 61-year-old. In that case we can remove the PHI from the audio bar, remove the PHI redaction from the audio bar and again tag it properly. Okay, any questions or doubts? As you can see, there are various PHI labels available in the drop down list. Like age, date of birth, email, URL, location, medical center, patient name, physician name, account number, certificate number, insurance, etc. All these labels will be available in the guidelines. So while going through the guidelines, you can keep in mind the various labels so that you can come to know that okay, this part in the audio needs to be redacted. The list of PHI labels will be available. Second thing, most important thing, suppose here it is dictated instead of this patient, if the patient name is dictated Mr. and you are not able to identify the patient name or the spelling of the patient name, what you can do is, you do not have to keep the blank. You do not have to keep blank for not understandable PHI. For example, here if it is dictated Mr. Lozensky, but you are not able to get the correct spelling of the name Lozensky, then you will have to write any phonetic spelling, or this way, or even Lozensky. You can write any phonetics of the PHI, whatever it is, and then you will have to redact it. Second example here is, it was dictated 61-year-old female. Now you are not sure whether it was 61 or 51. Then we do not have to put blank. We do not have to put blank and then de-identify or redact, but we have to put any value. 61 okay, 51 is also okay, because anyways the PHIs which we are going to redact will not appear in the text. So it is perfectly fine to either put the phonetic spelling or the closest match, like 61 or 51, whatever is the closest one which you hear in the audio, you can put, and then you can redact it. Any queries regarding PHI labeling? Okay, none so far. So Harsh will continue with the orientation. Thank you.
Alright guys, so once again I'll briefly sum this up. Your first job will be to listen to this audio. You will already have a transcribed report which you need to copy, paste it, convert it into verbatim, identify the PHI, redact the PHI, make sure the segment where the text is there, audio and text is completely synced. You cannot have audio where this fracture half word is heard and the entire word is transcribed. So audio and text has to be completely in sync, has to have a logical, complete, or at least standalone sentences. It is not necessary that you only have a sentence which is of complete sentence which ends with a period. That is not always logical. Any sentence which is standalone can be logical. Alright, so that is the goal here. Anyone has any queries till now, or should I proceed with the guidelines? Any queries related to platform? Do ask. Alright, so I'll go through the PHI tagging first. What are the guidelines for PHI tagging? As I said, there are 18 basic PHIs. Patient name, name of the patient. This tag will be available, redacted name patient. If it is a physician name or a doctor name, it will have a redacted name physician. If any other staff members like a nurse or another staff member, it will be redacted name of other staff. Patient name, obviously anyone who is affiliated to the patient, such as caregiver or patient's family member, the tagging is affiliated, patient affiliated. Age has to be patient or their relatives. So if you come across where the father, mother, brother, sister, anybody's age is mentioned in the file, you need to redact it as age. Any email address, any medical center, that is hospital names, medical center names, you need to redact it, but not common names. If they are saying surgery clinic, now surgery clinic is not a name, right? It's a common name, so you don't redact that. But yeah, if it says a specific Houston Medical Center, then that is a name. Then you need to redact the entire name, Houston Medical Center. All right. Then location. Location is street address, city, state, country, zip code. Don't use this marking names of medical centers. So this is not supposed to be used for medical centers location. For medical center, it is a different tag. Location is specifically for geographical location. Like there is a street address, city, state, a country, or a zip code. Only then you put location. Date of birth is date of birth. Other dates. Now it can be an admission date where the patient has been admitted, or a date of service, or a surgery date that is upcoming. Those kind of dates which are not directly related, like age, date of birth. Apart from date of birth, everything else will come under other date. If it is any other date where he is saying he went to school in 2017, or he was going to high school in 2002, so that 2002 will be other date. Okay. He had a recent surgery in January 18th 2019, so that will be other date. Okay. IP address or URL, you can definitely identify phone numbers and fax numbers, medical record number, or other number, either identifiers or serial numbers. If there are any other particular numbers which is not medical record number, then you can put it as other numbers. And redaction others, this entity can only be used if nothing is fitting into this, only then. Okay. Then should not be in the voice reports dictated by the physician. In case the below categories are seen, then use the most appropriate label, like the social security number. If you see this is what you're going to do. Insurance number, bank account. Normally we never get bank account numbers in medical transcription, but account numbers we get, where they, rather than dictating MRN number, they will dictate account number, accession numbers, right? Those kind of numbers. It would be either other number or one of these: certificate number, driving license, vehicle IDs. These mostly don't come, but these are few other options available. So these are basically PHI that you need to identify. Okay. Any questions till now? Anybody regarding any specific PHI? Social worker and advocate and all comes under which redacted? Social worker and advocate, I did not understand that. Are you saying names or just a social worker? Yeah, universities will, name of universities will come into medical center. Names are names. Social worker, advocate will come under others. They will come under others. They are not staff members, they are not patient affiliated, so it will come under others. So any other name which is not staff members or patient relatives, that will go into others. Universities, hospitals, medical center, rehab centers, but they have to be an entire name. Okay, so he has symptoms on Christmas Eve. Here, do we consider Christmas Eve as date? No, Christmas Eve is not a date. It is a general one. Christmas Eve. If he is saying that on December 25th, 2017, or December 25th, or in the month of December, or only 2017, those are accurate dates. President Day, Christmas Eve, these are general terms. It can be for anyone. It is not for a specific person. Okay. Anyone has still any questions on PHI? What is a PHI? How do you identify a PHI? It has to be directly or indirectly correlating to the patient or the physician or anyone of who is the closest to both of them, because in this file you will either have patient or the doctor's details. So anything relating to either of them is to be considered PHI. Okay, any questions? Anyone? All right. So next comes voice commands, segmentations. Here I will briefly go through the voice commands. Now basically what happens is, when you are going through the text files, the medical transcription files, some of the dictator has a habit of giving you directions, informations, right, where they would tell you do a particular task. So there are two things. One will be an information and second will be command. How do you differentiate? When as a transcriber you have to make a particular action that the doctor is asking you to do. Example, if the doctor is saying new paragraph, period, comma, then you will have to perform a particular action like putting a period, like putting a comma, making a new paragraph. These are actions that you will be making. But if it is an information, like it's an end of dictation, it's a start of dictation. Hey, good morning, I'm starting my day today with this new dictation. These are informations. There are dictators who might just greet you. Very good morning, I'm starting my transcription today. These are just information. This has got nothing to do with you. But if he's saying, okay, make a correction, change the impression one which I just dictated to this particular thing, then that is a command for you. Then you use these tags which are command tags. Now these are all available in the platform itself. If you press number 3, these command tags are available. Most of command tags we have put like next number, next line, parentheses, paragraph, comma, period. All you need to do is select. Whenever the doctor is saying period, you just need to select this rather than putting this period. You just say number 3, and if he's saying next line, then you just select this. Number 3, if he's saying comma, then you just put this. You don't put the physical comma alone. You have to put that comma and also put this tag like this here, like this, space. If it is next line, you will not do anything. If it is period, you will put it here, period. For period and comma you will have to put. Other than that, paragraph, next line, new line, those commands you cannot put a symbol. So you just select this particular tag. For things like period and comma, you will put the available punctuation as well. Any questions till now? Anyone? What is the spoken command? Anyone has doubts on spoken command? So wherever this spoken command is spoken by the physician, you will use this particular tag at number 3. And if it is something that is not in this particular thing, then you will select the normal one and type whatever is spoken in between. Say if it says in this particular file, correction, go to my impression 1, then this is what you will transcribe, then there has to be no space at the start of this command and end of this command here. All right,
This will be lower.
lowercase. This is how you will do it. Any questions, anyone? Okay, rest is much taken care by the software itself, so I'm not going through the other things, because the segmentation and everything, it is all automated. You don't have to worry about anything, any changing of this. All you need to do is focus on transcription. Okay, so I'll move forward to general transcription guidelines and verbatim guidelines, where it says what you need to transcribe when certain things are spoken. So character and special symbols. Now here you are never going to use special symbols. Transcription should include only upper and lower case letters. No all caps. Never use all caps. It can be initial uppercase or a lowercase letter. Apostrophe, commas, exclamation points, hyphens, period, question mark, space, and a limited set of special markup symbols are only supposed to be used. You cannot use numerals at all. If you type like this, 4, 20, 23, 33, these are not allowed. You need to spell them out. You cannot use numbers at all. So $0, this is how you will transcribe $0 and not like this. It was great / weird. So slash has to be spelled out and not put as slash. 6 plus 6 equals to 11. So you are not going to put it like this, 6 plus 6 equal to 12. You are going to spell it out. So in short, everything that is spoken has to be spelled out. No special symbols, or you are not going to use numbers. Anyone has any questions? Instead of next line, if it says line next, need to create a command, right? You are right. Whatever makes you make an action, in whichever way it is said, you need to put it in that way. It can say para, paragraph, new para, different ways. The different doctors can say in different ways. Alright, so there are particular sets of symbols that are allowed and which are mentioned here, that are angle brackets, because these are specifically used by the software, right? So these special things are available here. Double parentheses, these are allowed, and they are basically in the software. You don't have to worry about them, but otherwise basically you need to expand everything. You don't use dollar signs, slash, plus signs. You don't do that. Spelling and grammar, as I said, normal phonetic spellings and grammars you are supposed to do. If the sentence is ending, you put a period, if not dictated by the doctor. If it is just a run-on sentence and the sentence is coming to an end like this, you just put a period at the end. Simple. If there is a comma required somewhere, you put a comma. If there is a question mark required, you put a question mark. After the sentence ends, the new word that start has to be initial caps. So basic spelling grammar of English you need to follow AHAI dictionary itself. So normal. Okay. If there are mispronounced words, this is purely verbatim. So if it is anything that is wrongly spoken, you transcribe it as it is, but make sure that it is completely not wrong. Say for example, call your representative. If the pronunciation sounds but spelling is wrong in the text, please change that. If the pronunciation is representing, the spelling is wrong, change the spelling. If the text is showing the wrong spelling and if you can hear it phonetically, please make the changes. But if the doctor is pronouncing it wrong, then even if it is right in the text, you will transcribe as the doctor has dictated and not as per the text. Because this file, the editor or the transcriber might have changed it even if it is wrongly spoken, because this is a transcription file. But if the doctor is saying knee osteoarthritis but he was pronouncing it in a wrong way, osteoarthritis was not heard and it was heard something else, then you transcribe what is heard in the file. So mispronunciation has to be transcribed as it is. Purely verbatim, go verbatim. That's the whole idea. Obviously the pronunciation, most of these pronunciations are normal of a transcription, so this won't be much of use to you. Standard, non-standard usage. So the verbatim, again as I said, it has to be verbatim. Purely go as what is dictated, as dictated. So if the doctor in transcription, normally they won't dictate those words, but if you come across do not, right, but if it is dictated don't, then this is how you will put it. In transcription files it will be do not, but if it is dictated don't, then you put it don't, as dictated. If the transcription file is showing cannot but it is dictated can't, then you'll put it can't. Alright. Capitalization, that is normal. Wherever the word has to be capitalized, you will capitalize. Abbreviations, if abbreviation refers to a truncated or a shortened written form of word, like ounce, as, ounce, cal for California, many abbreviations are often pronounced as full non-contracted word, like 6 foot 2, right? Then you expand it. You don't use this 6 foot 2. Talk to Professor Smith immediately. Then you don't change that professor to short form. You don't abbreviate. Unnecessary abbreviations are not allowed. Do not abbreviate anything. Transcribe as spoken, do not shorten. But yeah, obviously words like Mr., Mrs., you don't expand them. Okay? The only exception is doctor. Doctor has to be expanded.
Initial caps.
That is in initial caps. Rest everything you don't abbreviate and you don't unnecessarily expand. It has to be as dictated completely. Any questions? Okay. Now acronyms. Here you might get a bit confused in difference between acronyms and initials. Acronyms are basically words in upper letter case. It has to be transcribed, and these are the words which are basically referred as a entire entity, companies, brand names, products, right? Like NASA, AIDS. Now these, if expanded, these are basically pronounced this way. NASA is never said as NASA. It is always said as NASA. So these are acronyms. And initials are basically words which are again group of words but taken as first letter of that each word. Like IBM, like BJP, Bharatiya Janata Party. So it is BJP. So these are initials. These are not acronyms. Acronyms are these: NASA, AIDS. These are spoken in this way. They are never said AIDS. So that's the difference. So initials will be always put into initial tag. Acronyms will be just transcribed as it is. So if you come across initials like COPD, all you need to do is select initials, tag, and put it inside. That's it. Understood? Any questions? Okay. That's it. On that, I'll further elaborate on sequence sentences. These are not much of use. Non-letter sequences.
When it is spelled out.
It is only when spelled out, this won't come much, but yeah, you need to know, like John. If it is PHI, you are anyways going to redact it. But apart from PHI, if there is any word which is spoken letter by letter, then you need to transcribe it accordingly. If it is said, B to B, B to C, marketing, right? Then the difference is this, B to B. This is not initials. So basically, most of these won't come, but it has to be single letter within utterances.
Yeah, ये copy.
Then you need to transcribe them. But 99% you never come across such words in transcription.
Oh, that's दूसरा था ये हमारे.
Contractions, as I said verbatim, if something like this has been spoken, let me wanna, which 99% of the time medical transcription doctors don't use, but yeah, some might have that kind of accent, then you will have to transcribe it like this and not as per the transcription files. But you just need to know.
Exact spelling.
With accurate spellings, you just cannot come up with your own spellings. Okay? Again, interjections, you won't come across much of interjections. Interjections are basically when there are two speakers conversating and the other one is agreeing or disagreeing to their words. So interjections will not be a part of this project. But there will be a filler word which will be a part of this project, where this particular doctor, if he is here, if this particular doctor while dictating takes a pause, or while thinking these kind of words, these are the only filler words that you will use, and these are available here. If you just press 2, you can see this. You just need to take it from this one of these. So whatever sound you hear, or one of these filler words only you are going to select. So filler words will be a part of this, but not interjections.
Only these filler words are allowed.
वही तो बोला. Only these filler words are allowed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You cannot come up with your own filler words. So please don't come up with your new sounds of filler words. Should we write PRN, BID, TID, etc. as it is?
No, this all will be in initial tag with same spelling and with periods.
Okay. So I'll continue. Yeah, so interjections we are not going to get, so we don't worry. Again, numbers, everything needs to be expanded. We are not going to use any numbers. We are going to spell them out completely. Now here, 21 to 99 has to be hyphenated. This is very important and compulsory. You will get a lot of errors if you don't put this hyphen in between. Okay, so expanded, but 21 to 99, please put a hyphen. Again, proper noun, human names, we are going to anyways redact, so we don't have to worry about it. You're going to just tag them. Tag the brand names, tag the names, we never use these. We are just going to redact them, remove from the text, label them. So you don't have to worry about the names, brand names, how they are going to be transcribed. You don't transcribe them, you just redact them. Okay, so don't worry about them. Punctuations. Again, as I said, punctuations has to be exactly where you need to put a apostrophe, comma, explanation, hyphens, period, question marks. You do that, but you never ever use semicolons and quotation marks. Never ever use these. Only above these apostrophe, comma, exclamation points, hyphens, period, question mark, only these are allowed. Any questions? Anyone? Then again, there is an explanation. What is period? What is question mark? I don't think so. I'll have to explain all this. What is a period? What is a question mark? You guys understand? Okay. What is an apostrophe? What is an hyphen? There are examples given. We will share all these guidelines. You need to go through them. Okay. If you don't know how and when you need to use the hyphen, it is available here. But 99% of the time you will know that. Okay. Stumble speech, repetitions and truncated words. So what happens is, at times while dictating, the doctor might stumble over, might dictate half of the word, like if this, knee osteoarthritis. Now while saying this osteo, and it got stuck, and he said osteoarthritis. So he's stumbling, he is not accurately saying osteo, and then he's again repeating osteoarthritis. So how do you put it? Osteo, and then he's saying osteoarthritis. So this is a truncated word. So you put a tilde here. Here, this sign. This is the tilde sign. It is called as a tilde sign, which is available on your keyboard. This particular sign, and left side of number 1 on your keyboard. So this sign you will put, which will say that this is a truncated word, and then you transcribe the entire word if spoken. This is how you will put. Okay. So before or after, whenever you hear a half spoken word, then this is how you will use this particular sign, tilde here. This is the particular sign, tilde. But not for wrong words. If it is completely a wrong word spoken, and if it is then correcting himself or herself, then you don't use this. It is only for half spoken words or a truncated words that you use this. If he is saying right knee and then correcting to left knee, then you don't use that. You just transcribe, because it is completely spoken left knee arthritis. First he said right knee, then left knee. Then you don't make changes. You just transcribe as it is. Okay. We don't have multiple speakers, so ignore this part. We will not have overlapping because we don't have 2 speakers. So ignore this. All this will not come. Right. There might be a case where a nurse or somebody is in the room while he is dictating, or some patient is available, or somebody else in the background. In that case, if you are hearing someone speaking other than the dictator, then you will have to use this tag other speech wherever you hear those words. Otherwise, that is interfering speech. Say for example, if he is dictating here, and if you hear the nurse coming or somebody interrupting in between, or some words behind somebody is using, then you can use this. Press number 1, other speech. That's it. This is how you will look. This is only if you hear somebody in the background. So that is the only one. Otherwise, you will not have a specific overlapping speech. Only in the background, if somebody is speaking, you will use other speech. Apart from the doctor, if you are able to hear. Okay. Any questions till now? Anyone? Okay. If there is a word which you are not able to understand and which is not transcribed here, you don't leave a blank. you use this double parenthesis. This is the double parenthesis that you will use. This is also available here. Number 1, double parenthesis. This will say that there is a word that you have not been able to understand. It's a blank. Okay, but if there is a word which you are not 100% sure but approximately 80-90% sure or 70% sure, then you might want to transcribe it here, but only if you are just unsure. Otherwise, just leave a blank. Non-targeted languages will not come. This is only English, and only English will be spoken, so you don't have to worry about it. Non-speech indicates
Pause in the audio.
long pauses in the audio, which is 1 second or more. So it can happen that the dictator, while dictating, takes a pause for around 1 second or more. Only then you are going to use this no speech tag wherever that pause is available. Now normally what will happen if there are longer pauses, this particular software will automatically identify it. If you see 13 and here there is a gap already between this 26, 29, so there is a gap. So this software has already identified long speeches, non-speech, huge number of gaps it has already identified, but there might be some small such pauses like 1 second or 1.5 seconds where the dictator has taken a pause in between,
Complete silence.
right, where there is a complete silence and nothing else is heard. Then you will use this no speech tag. All right. Now there are certain human voices which you need to label as well. So while if the doctor is dictating and if the inhalation exhalation between the words or yawning sound is there, then you use breath sound. Now don't use just because he is breathing, because each and every human being is going to breathe, right? So just don't say that I heard him breathing and I put this breathing tag. No, it is clearly mentioned inhalation, exhalation between words or yawning. So there has to be a clear breathing sound or a yawning sound where you will put this breath tag. Then of course cough, everybody knows coughing, throat clearing, sneezing. Cry, if somebody is crying or sobbing, like if it is a pediatrician and if you hear a child crying, then this is something that you will put. Laugh, laughing, you know. Lip smack, there are lip smacks and tongue clicks, like while talking the dictators might have a habit of using that like this tongue lip smack. So that is where you will put this tags. These are all available here. All you need to do is click one, select whatever you want. There are various tags available. So whatever you hear, you need to put it. Then there are non-speech tags like clapping. If somebody is clapping, then you use applause. Then beep sound. This will not come, so don't worry about it. Machine or phone click. This will come. Click sound is going to be very prominent because you will hear like my mouse. Yeah, those kind of sounds where click sounds are there, or a phone line because they are going to dictate through a phone line. So there might be their tick 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 sound somewhere in between. So that is where you will put this click sounds, right? Telephone keypad, then you will use this. Telephone ringing, obviously everybody knows what it is. Static sound. Now this is going to be there throughout the file. There will be some kind of this buzzing sound, kind of a static sound available, which you can hear throughout the file, right? So in that case you will use this. Music, 99% of the time you won't hear any music, but if you come across any music, don't transcribe the wordings. please put a music tag. Okay, don't use this tag for music playing in background while someone's speaking, right? If it is like a doctor starts singing, you don't transcribe what he's singing, you put a music tag, right? This includes on hold music, song or singing, but not something that is heard in the background. If you hear in the background music, you don't use this, you just ignore it. And then noise, of course. Noise is any kind of noise: screaming, raining, punching, banging, scratching, all right, door opening, door closing, those kind of things are noise. So you just put this tag. Okay, silence and pauses I said. So these are few tags that you will be able to use here. There is an entire list available here for all the tags, and it will be available in this number 1. You just need to select the appropriate tag what you hear. So this is what is expected from you. I'll take a pause and then recollect everything. Before that, if anybody has any specific questions, please ask. Any doubts, any questions, please ask. Anyone? Alright, I'll take a quick recall once again. So when you log in into this particular platform and the file opens, the file will be blank like this for a transcriber. Okay, the segmentation will be auto segmented. All you need to do is copy paste from here to this particular segment. Each segment cannot exceed more than 15 seconds. It has to be below 15 seconds. It can be anywhere between 0 to 15, but cannot exceed 15. The sentences has to be logical and standalone, making sense. That does not mean that the entire sentence has to start and end with a period. A standalone sentence can be a half sentence, but if you read it, you should be able to understand. You don't need the content or the text of that particular sentence before and after. Just that particular sentence itself should make sense. That is what I mean logical sentence. If you're not able to map that logical sentence, you can increase and decrease the segment. Just pull, drag this particular thing, hold it, drag it up, down, whichever way you want to, and increase, decrease the segment so that your audio and text has to be sync. It is very important that your audio and text is sync. You cannot have half word heard and full word transcribed here. This particular word